hung for a little bit. G shit, better get RBG shit. Y'all be acting like you never did see shit. Stop, hold it, motherfucker, I ain't folding. This Royal African golden. I shine like never before and I grind like I'm on my 4, 5, 6. I'm watching my money grow and I'm here to let niggas know I'm number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette, nigga, let's make the bed. I'm about to jet. Number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette, nigga, let's make the bed. I'm about to jet.
I'm number one with a bullet, that's a 4 pound. That's a large caliber hole inside of your crown. Yeah, shooting at these fake ass kings. Take a shit on the throne, we the resistance, you get overthrown. And the woman coming with me, fuck is you playing with? You outside of your league, that money won't help you, kid. You can have stacks bigger than Shaq. Oh, I'm really scared of you now, you serious, huh? Yeah, that shit sound good on the beat, but you ain't good on the streets. You insulated, I'm exposed to the heat. You need a buffer to talk to me. Spooky nigga, you got everything to lose, I got nothing but killers.
If you ain't know my time is money, I'm about my business, you can take a second from me. Dollar, pound, euro, yen, dead presidents. Bitcoin, get going long as it makes sense. Stack paper, big plans, making my moves major. I put in work and I'm calling in all my favors. I bust a cap if you're thinking about getting vapors. It's for my people, I do this so we can say I'm number one with the bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette, nigga, let's make the bed. I'm about to jet. Number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette, nigga, let's make the bed. I'm about to jet.
I'm number. Yeah, straight out the South Bronx, reppin' that brown blood thoroughly. For years the police been trying to bury me. Currently, police murder people over currency. Big biz, popping this interest in politics for the young folk who don't know why they even need a gun for. Free Moon Mia, free Russell Schultz. They killed another little kid about a week ago.
I'm number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette, nigga, let's make the bed. I'm about to jet. Cruising down the street, my mind on goals. Fuck the police, I ain't studying them hoes. I see the guards on the block, go kicking some truth. So I went to do the math as I did as a youth. They say knowledge before wisdom, then comes some understanding. That's when my mind started thinking and planning. We could build an empire like Congo and Mali, and it wouldn't take much, just your mind and your body.
All right, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of Do Not's Radio. Place where knowledge is born. This is your host, Knowledge Born Alive. Do not adjust your damn screen. This is really happening right here, right now. Midnight music, movies, mastermind, masterfully, magical, in your face, in the space to be. Okay. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present to others, my aficionado on hip-hop music, movies, fashion, fly shit, real shit, fake shit, and all of the above in the building, okay? The one, the only, from the legendary group that created a sound unlike any other, my brother from Digital Underground. With the pump, give it up, ladies and gentlemen. What a magnificent one, Young Home.
Peace, God. Love you, Knowledge Born.
Peace,
my brother.
Let me get that flex ball.
Yeah, man, we here, baby. Yo, it's
Yes.
an honor for a brother as astute as yourself to call me an aficionado on some stuff, man. You know what I mean? As many bombs as you be dropping, as much science as you be building on, man. What?
We in the building. We here. It's after midnight where I'm at. I don't know what time it is where you at. You know what I'm saying? We approaching it. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yes.
And I know you gonna send a special shout out to the brother we were just talking about that just returned to the essence.
Yes. Rest in peace to our brother, man. You understand what I'm saying? Our brother, Mr. Axon Jackson, Our brother
Excellent.
Apollo Creed, our brother
Woo,
Carl Weathers. You understand what
woo.
I'm
The
saying?
one and
Carl Weathers.
only, never lonely.
Yes,
Man,
yes,
yo,
yes.
rest in peace to all the slain and fallen rappers, to quote the brother Q-Tip. And man, I just had Prodigy playing in the intro, man. I miss that brother, man. And
Right.
Black Rob and all those brothers that gave us something special, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Carl Weathers is right there with them
Right. Right.
right
He
now. They
was
all
he was fly with the fro. He was fly with the fro. He made the flow, the fro fly. He made the dark melanin fly. You know what I'm saying? Like he just did it, man. He did it. He did it. You know what I mean? He did it. And he gave us vicariously, you know, the one of the greatest epic non-sports, non-boxing, non-athletic spaces in the world with the Rocky series. Shout out to our brother Che Black, man. You see what I'm saying? Me and Che Black was talking about it one day, and the guy just said, "Yo, there is no Rocky series without Apollo Creed."
it's a
So we
fact.
look at Creed, and
Fact.
Creed is the staple that carries the series. Otherwise, it's Sylvester Stallone biting somebody's ear. You understand what I'm saying? You forgot he bit somebody's ear in part one. Like, yeah. So
Right. You know what's deep too? For Carl Weathers, there's two things I gotta say. One is my brother, man, in the joint where he died. I think it was Rocky IV, where the Russian dude gave it to him. And when my man came out with the America suit on, with the hat, he was
yes,
bouncing. He was
and
clean,
James
boy.
Brown
I
and
was
James
feeling that.
Brown.
I was feeling. I bet you back that year. I bet you mad brothers went for Halloween like that. That'd be an ill costume to do it like that. To use the shape, come out like. Because I mean, I ain't got the physique for that. But for somebody with that kind of physique, that'd be an ill costume.
And then you see Michael B. Jordan carrying on traditions. You see what I'm saying? You see him carrying on traditions and doing what he did with it. So, you know, the creed you live by, it keeps you alive. So he provided us with a creed. You see what I'm saying? How do you live? How you live your life? You know, a creed to live your life by.
And I gotta add another one though too, real quick, man. My joint. People ask me my top 5 movies, right? I'm gonna fly through it to make my point. Godfather, Lord of the Rings, Goodfellas, Coming to America. But for that number 5, it's not an order, but that's just what it is. For number 5 slot, Predator.
Yes.
And I mean, that's my top 5 movies of all time. I've seen that movie 950,000 times. And your man Carl Weathers was like we finna get into Bill Duke. We gonna get into Bill Duke tonight. So we over here already now. We early. We pre-gaming on Bill Duke right now. Your man Bill Duke and Carl Weathers has some of the best on-screen black on black on black on black.
Yes.
He said, over here. Over here. But yo, there's a couple parts of that movie we have to take a look. See, this was in the time we call Weathers for a second. This was in the time when Arnold Schwarzenegger's muscles reigned supreme. Yes. But boy, when your man and Carl in the beginning went, and they dapped. Right? Now we know what it was. The director's gonna have, the star Arnold's gonna bend Carl down, but like his arm down. But when you really looked at it on screen, Carl's shit was not folded to Arnold. His shit was serious business, man. Carl Weathers, man.
Yes.
I remember being a little dude, and I remember the scene when they're all pulling the trees down to set the trap for the Predator. And I remember when Carl Weathers, Dylan was his name. He didn't want to, like, he was kind of hating on it, and Arnold's like, instead of talking all that shit, you could help. And he took off his shirt, and I remember the scene cut to and I remember sitting with my aunt, And when that shit first cut to him with the shirt off pulling, my aunt made one of them grown woman noises. And I was little and I didn't know what it was, but I kind of knew. I was like, damn, auntie, like sounds like that affected you.
Yes, yes.
Straight fact.
Dude was the truth, man. He was the truth.
I mean, in fact, I'm gonna keep it 100. That might have been the first time I observed, because I remember it so well, and considering how young I was, that might have been the first time I really observed a woman like umphing for a man. It was like, that's how they do it, because it's like clear. I mean, how do I remember that for 1,000 years ago? But anyways, yeah, man, big up Carl Weathers, man, icon. That's a true icon right there. True icon. There should have been three. There should have been 3 Action Jacksons, man.
Right.
They dropped the ball. They was scared. We know what that was. They were scared. They said, nah, this is a little too black, too powerful. We can't.
Right. I asked Bill Duke here on this platform in the interview about.
Wow.
I said, yo, where did you go for that role? You see what I'm saying? I spent a bunch of years in the military. I know that 1,000-yard stare. Like, some people, you can't act it. I said, where did you go? Like, what space did you go into for that? Because I believed you. You understand? As a child, you could tell me this dude's sitting here dry shaving, losing his motherfucking life. I know that life. You understand what I'm saying? He go out there with the minigun like, I'm gonna have me some fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have me some fun.
fun.
I said, oh shit, yes, this is it. So, he went in the zone with it. So it's really profound how you put it together. And he told Carl Weathers, like, he said, you try this shit again? I'm gonna kill myself. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny you say that. This gonna be. We're gonna see how many Bill Duke moments we can hit. But it's funny because I remember watching that a little while ago. He really should have got a Best Supporting Actor nomination for that. Because think about that. He's taking the gun. He's taking the Gatling gun. So solid. She's so sweet. How did everything? Fucking job, like you man singing, like he really touched that. Like he touched that, man. But by the way, I didn't know you had him on interview on your show, brother, man. That's serious, man. This is a serious platform, man. Do the Knowledge Radio is serious. I knew it was serious, but I didn't know you had Bill Duke on. I didn't know it was like that, man. Yikes. I know that ain't an easy guy. Can't anybody just get him? Anybody, you ain't just gonna just bump into Bill Duke at a dispensary and get him to come pull up. You know what I mean?
You might though. You might. I mean, it was a beautiful experience. You see what I'm saying? It was a beautiful experience, and
yeah, I need to see that.
We had a chance to chop it up.
That's beautiful.
A chance to chop it up,
man. So Bill Duke, man, he was just on my screen now at the the lecture at hand. For the lecture at hand. Are you gonna tell him what we finna talk about?
Yes. I'm gonna have to come in on my other device because my joint done froze up on me. But we about to talk about the epic movie Get Rich or Die Trying.
Man, the epic movie Get Rich or Die Trying. What's amazing is that it's funny, some movies, they age better than others. And some movies, when you look at them later, especially movies, movies with rappers, let's just get right to it. And actually, let's not even just say movies with rappers. No. Let's be more specific. That's one of a handful of movies. That was like one of the handful of movies, like rapper comes out, blows up, gets his movie. And specifically, 50 and M are the two dudes that have like that. They super mega stars. Then they do a movie based around their upbringing. So, needless to say, Get Rich or Die Trying is, 8 Miles is a really good movie, but Get Rich or Die Trying is a much better movie. It aged better. You get more replay value out of it. But it's interesting because there's things to it now that I watch later and being more seasoned in life. And there's things about the movie that I really appreciate. Like, you know what I really appreciate about the movie the most, brother? You know what it
What's
is?
that?
I'm going to tell you what I appreciate, man. This is actually the heart of why I wanted to talk about it with you, is this. 50, see, Fifth is an interesting guy because, you know, he's a psychological, an incredible case study in a lot of levels. His upbringing, but who he is, the power of his mind versus his experience, which led him to be what he is. But one of the things about him that not everybody realizes is he's a teacher. He just doesn't always tell you he's trying to teach you. He just teaches you shit, but like with the intention to like, I'm teaching, but he'll disguise it. And so this is my thing. What I love about this movie is Fifth is real smooth with his game in regards to the ladies. Like, I'm going there. You know, Young Hump is a Mac, Young Gangster Mac. So I'm gonna set it off with that because that's important, man. Because everybody want to talk about the street shit and if pop them things and all that. But I want to talk about something else. The scene in the movie, I think one of the greatest scenes in modern cinema is the scene where he's at the club with Charlene and the nigga Majestic rolls up on him. Shout out to my guy out of Wale. He rolls up on him and says,
Wale and a
out of
PC,
Wale,
yes.
nigga. He comes up and he goes, hey, what's his name? Marcus. Hey, Marcus, why don't you come back, save your lady? Meet Dangerous. Your man says, and they have the greatest camera angle. He's crouched. He's like, nah, we good right here. We gonna chill right here. We good. Like, nah, nigga, I'm not taking my breezy backstage to dangle her in front of a famous nigga who's feeling himself and have all you niggas trying to like look and check my woman and see what it is and potentially put her in an awkward position. And also simultaneously, because it's real in the field, you don't always know how your woman's going to behave in such a situation. So he said, no, it's best bet we good right here. And I was like, I hope the young niggas he was thinking about when he put that scene together really absorb that jewel. Because I done seen dudes get taken from their woman by a dude with a name before. We've all seen it. It ain't, people sometimes think that's some TV shit or some movie shit. No, it goes down. You know what I mean? If you gotta, sometimes it ain't even as dramatic as the woman is like trying to be taken, but just, it is what it is, man. The blinded by the light. People get blinded by the light, and they don't always have necessarily their tactics in their mind, and some smooth, cunning brothers that know how to disarm and stun a woman and know how to things have happened. Many a dude is alcohol is in play. You know what I'm saying? So all of that kind of stuff. Many a dude, or just on the strength of like some chick they see they celebrity crush or whatever, and they lose it. But the boy Marcus wasn't having that. He said, nah, we good right here. We good right here. And it's like, and I'm like, that's a jewel because that didn't have to be in the movie, but that's in the movie. And I just never forget seeing this one. Oh, man, I just have this one story in my mind. I don't need to, it ain't really that important who it was, but I just seen a certain guy that we all know just chilling one day on Melrose, and the chick walked by, another little chick walked by with her dude, and she seen him and stopped, and she starts talking about it to the dude, and the dude, you could tell he's like threatened, but he just didn't have a heart to be like, no, let's keep it pushing. And he just kind of like allowed her to walk over, and I'm sitting there eating. She was over there I finished my food and left. She was still talking to the dude, and like the dude is just sitting over her dude is just sitting over there on the side looking like a sucker. And I felt so bad for the young dude. I'm like, damn, bro, like all you had to do was see it in advance, and you could be where you had intended to be. And I doubt they're still in communication right now, is what I'm saying. So anyways, I love that, man. I love that jewel. 50, you know what I mean? Another thing with the ladies that I like that he did was the scene where, because see, this is the thing about 50 that I like. See, that's why I wanted to bring attention to this, because I've never heard anybody speak about this. To be honest, I never really caught it in full light. The scene where he's got his mom is like, promise me you're gonna be a gentleman to these ladies, Marcus. Like 50 always, to my observation, he carries himself that way. He's a smooth brother. He's a gentleman. He's not out here trying to talk crazy and flex power like I can talk. Now, I'm sure 50, you know, has experienced all sides of that type of shit. But what I'm saying is, in general, like, he seems like a guy that moves like that. Like, you know, be smooth, charming. You know, he's a well-spoken brother. And I just appreciate that, because there's so many cats that glorify just being just completely as uncivilized as you can with a chick, like it's what it is. And it ain't always what it is, man. Sometimes it's nice to just be smooth and just be courteous in general to human beings. So I like how he did that. And like, for example, remember the scene where he takes Charlene into his place for the first time. Now, this is the same apartment where he done had all kinds of parties and skins and all of that. We've seen that's what it is. He brings Charlene through. He brings her into his room, and he's getting shit together. He moves the pillows or whatever. He goes, "Is this okay for you?" He says, "Is this okay for you?" Now, he didn't say, "Do you want me to give you a diamond, a necklace? Do you need some money? Can I pay your phone bill?" No, he just said, "Is this okay for you? Like, are you comfortable, loved one? Because I plan to put this dick in your mouth at some point. I want to make sure you're comfortable." So, like, it don't take a whole lot to be smooth. We gonna get to it regardless, but we can be smooth and make a motherfucker feel comfortable before they ingest your best. You know what I mean? So that it's little things like that, as opposed to being like, "Yeah, bitch, you know what it is." Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. We arriving at the same point, but we can arrive there on the right frequency. And I really appreciate that, because I'm like, yeah, fifth. Or, for example, the scene when he just got the car and he's rolling around like the honeys is on me, yada, 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 popping shit. And he look out the window and he sees Charlene walking with the dancer dude. He pulls the car over. What does he do? He leaves the homies in the car. He goes, deals with her on his own level. He walks up. He's talking to her. She's with the dancer dude. And he's talking to her, and he's like, "You gonna introduce me to your friend?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is da da da." He's like, "Da da da." He shakes dude's hand like solid, but just kind of like, "I ain't really dealing with that." Just like, "All right, cool." Looks at her. "So you hungry?" I was like, my nigga's too smooth for that. Like I'm not here to deal with that. You're Charlene, I'm Marcus. You know what this is, what we doing. But I didn't front on him as his whole existence. I gave him the minimal amount of human man respect. But he's going to know right now from jump, this is what it is. I'm representing. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm here for that.
Right.
And I love that, man. It's like little shit like that, man. I really fuck with 50's approach to women in general from what I've seen, because rap songs are rap songs. You know, cats say what they say in rap songs and shit, but you know, some dudes out here really being ridiculous with it, and other people are really showing like you ain't always got to be so obnoxious. It's like 50 ain't obnoxious with the honeys like that, because you don't need to be. You don't need to be, man. You know.
He's a Cancer too.
Oh, he is. Nice.
He's a
Now
Cancer.
break that down. I don't know much about the Cancers. Are they? Is that a one of their attributes, like smooth with that type of shit or something?
He's mothering. He's got a mothering energy. You see what I'm saying? So when he fell out with somebody, it's something that's an offense. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, with his people, it's like family. You know what I mean? So all of those things roll in aspects to that. Matter of fact, him and RZA is one day apart with their birthdays, so that should tell you what that means, right? And him and Inspector Deck have the exact same birthday.
Oh wow, Deck is the fourth too.
Yeah,
and RZA's the fifth, right? Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So you see that connection? It's right there.
Interesting.
As far as that goes. So that's a significance in regards to, you know, how he's moving and also how he gives up the game, because he gives up game very, you know, very lightly. It's not, you know, abrasive. If you pay attention to it, you'll get it.
It's funny you say that, because I was thinking all three of those gentlemen as are top tier speakers, to say the least. They some of the greatest, orator, speakers. I mean, we don't hear long-winded statements of Deck really, other than on the mic, but just his language on the microphone. You don't need anything more than that. But you said an interesting thing. All three of them are more so on the, like, I wouldn't call them necessarily soft-spoken, but they're like you said, they're not that abrasive like that. And that's an interesting dynamic. I never that's interesting. That's fascinating. Because that's some shit that intrigues me. And I know that's a whole other super bill, but the signs are like I'm a Virgo. And like Virgos seem to have a certain sensitivity to them. You know what I mean? And all the Virgos I know, like Cat Williams is a Virgo, so is Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Like, we have a certain thing. Doesn't mean we soft spoken, doesn't mean we emo. It just means we have a certain sensitivity to us, like a certain feeling. You know what I mean? That maybe some of the, but yeah, that's a whole other. We got, that's the back.
Yeah, you in the class with Nas and Capadonna. You understand?
Talk about it.
Capadonna, Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Talk about it.
You in the right class. You know,
that's
Jay
a big
Mills.
thing.
Shout out to Jay Mills. Jay Mills is in that lane, in that space. You know what I'm saying? Dougie Fresh. Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? When Beyonce put out her Virgo book started at August. Her shit was August 22nd. All other things say Virgo was August 23rd, but hers is August 22nd. I scoured the whole universe looking for it, but the funny thing is you know who is August 22nd?
The Jizzler.
Exactly.
Come on, Shane. You know what
I mean? So it's
that's the last day of Leo. That's the last day of Leo right there. Literally.
Right. I love it. But
him, Master Killer, and Killer Priest is in the same week.
Wait, Master Killer, Killer Priest, and Jizza the same week?
Yeah. KRS too.
So they're all Leos.
Yes.
Wow. Jamel Arif, High Chief.
High Chief.
Swinging it back to the 50 world. I remember when the No Set Date joint came out, and he had that song. I forget the name of it. I have it on 12-inch though. And in the beginning of the song, he's like, Jam Master Jay is on the ones and twos. Like, not that long after Jay had been, taken from us. And I just remember how it felt when I heard
it. Digi Warfare right there.
There you go, Digi Warfare, yeah. And I got it on vinyl, and I was like, yeah.
I beat Jamel, I rocks the mic well, rocks the mic well, on and on to the break of dawn. Yeah.
You want to fight? Yeah, I remember just being like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you celebrate a cat. Brother gets taken out of here. Suddenly, Jam Master Jay is on the ones and twos. I was like, see, only a woo nigga would do it so properly. That's just another level of understanding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that shit, man. That's just a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Man, tell me what's been on your mind about or some observations or some thoughts about Get Rich or Die Trying that have been, something that you've thought about.
This is 30 years, not to the day, but this is the 30-year cycle of the 1994 Crime Bill. So I know this is selection year / election year. And I want people to remember that this thing that's occupying the White House signed this bill. So the scenes that is being shown in the film is revolving around a chemical warfare attack on where Black people and brown people occupy. This is the streets. You see what I'm saying? The after effects of a war to finance another war that was happening in South America and Central America for control of the drug trade. So you look at 1994, this 30-year cycle. Guess what day the 94 crime bill was signed into law?
What day?
September 13th, 1994.
Ooh,
Guess what album came out September 13th, 1994?
Ready to Die.
Ready to fucking die. Okay? So Ready to Die came out September 13th, 1994. September 13th, 1996, what happened?
September 13th, 1996. Oh, that was when Pac got shot, right?
Pac is dead.
I mean, excuse me. Pass. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So look at that. This 2 years right here that happens. This bill gets signed into law on this day. Ready to Die drops. And Tupac transitions on the same day.
Woo! Tupac
2 years.
Tupac signed the death row on my birthday. That was a weird one for me. But anyways, go on. I didn't mean to throw it off.
No, it's good. It's good. It is good. It is good. I just was, putting that out there again for the streets because it's selection year, and I want folks to be mindful. We was talking about Predator, the movie, right? That was number 5 for your movie. 1994 or 93, they was calling us super predators. So the Clinton administration was calling us super predators, okay? So they said they had to bring us to a heel. you know what the governor said? He said, if it bleeds, I can kill it. That was his line in the Predator. And then he was responsible for not granting clemency to Stanley Tookie Williams. So he did kill the Predator in the movie, and he killed the Predator in real life.
Wow.
So I want these connections to be made because we're not just talking about movies like it didn't affect our life. So Get Rich or Die Trying was a tale that hit the hearts to allude to what we seeing now. Cass is watching Power and Raising Kanan and all of that. That was the precipice to this right here. Like, this was the precipice. So it becomes very interesting that these things is going, in the cycles that they're going. I just want to attach something that we're looking at cinematically. And remember, we were alive during the time. We were alive feeling the after effects of, revolutionaries being ousted, revolutionary movements being infiltrated, people being exiled, hunted down, killed, and destroyed. And then the after effects, that space where they would call bastards of the party. And then the post South America, Central America, Contra-Iran conflict war. So all of this sets the stage into, what we see as a drug-ridden, crime-infested neighborhood where these true super predators rise to power. So in the space of our demise, decadently, these super predators arise and they sign this bill into power. Where they got New Jack cops and super cops and basically RoboCops. It went from the screen into reality. So we were watching this happen in real time. We were watching the gang sweeps and the gang abatement acts and all of these things happening and these kingpin charges and all of these things. We lived through all of these things. So it looks nice on the screen, but it wasn't nice in real life.
Right.
What I'm saying?
That part.
So that's the angle I was looking at it for as far as memorable.
It's amazing how this was amazing about our history. It's like, I mean, not to take nothing away from anybody else's history, and not to say that just because we more like able to see ours a certain way, but it's interesting, man. It's like the shit dealing with the black, and particularly dealing with like anything that's related to hip hop that's got drama attached to it. And what I mean by that is like when you talk about like the silly, playful hip hop shit, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in like lighthearted, I should say. I don't mean silly, like because like big up to Kid and Play. Like,
I love them.
Love them. Those brothers I love those to death, and they're good brothers in real life. And their shit is, it's lighthearted. I mean, yo, Hump of Nickel, man. We ain't out here talking crazy about, lighthearted shit. You know what I mean? Because not everybody, everything can't be, always, we need to laugh and shit. We need to take a break from shit. But I was gonna say, but when you look at damn near everything that's not lighthearted in hip hop, there's like this angle to it that you might not have seen then, but you look at it now and you be like, damn. And like I'm a conspiratorial mind kind of dude by nature. And so I be trying to like make sure I don't be going off the edge sometimes with shit. But then I be like, yo, I'm on point. It's just really that ill. Like shit is made for a certain reason, and a certain reason why there's things that you're like, how is that in existence? Like what is, it's wild, man. So that's interesting when you put it through that lens. When you put it through that lens, it's like, right, like, because as we were talking about earlier, it's like every movie that's made, it take a lot for a movie to get made. So there's reason why certain and scripts are approved and subject matter is approved. So when you realize when these things are getting made, there are people that want these certain things to be made. And that's a whole other conversation. You could look at every movie you've ever seen and realize that there were, boardrooms of people that wanted to spend money on that subject being made into a movie. So however, whenever you're talking about something that's weird or questionable, you have to start there. That somebody was like, yeah, we want to make that. And oftentimes they said, not even we want to make that. It's like we want a movie made about this, which became that. So it's heavy. It's real heavy.
Yeah, the pendulum swings both ways. So on one side, you can add some dramatization to life, and then the other side, you can add the dramatization so intricately that it begins to live life. You see what I'm saying? So, this generation don't need to know that there was a homosexual man running around killing men and eating them. They didn't need to know that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they didn't need to know that exists. You see what I'm saying? They didn't need to know that exists. But if we looked at all of the quote unquote horror flicks that's associated with Halloween, I was like, this shit made sense. All of these were monsters in real life. They made movies and made us laugh and cheer and joke about, these cats that exist in real life. You see what I'm saying? Like they're real monsters in real life. There's really Chucky's running around here in real life, Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger. You see what I'm saying? Like it's really monsters out here. You see what I'm saying? That haunt you and fuck you in your dreams and all of that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And to add to what you're saying, which is pretty interesting, if you remember, I'm sure you heard the family some of the Dahmer people, they sued, and the reason they sued is because they didn't like how the people that made the movie, they went out of their way to make Jeffrey Dahmer look, as the family described it, quote unquote, to make him look cool. And it's something you think about it, it's like, wow, like I didn't watch that shit, but I saw like a little 5-second thing of it, but I didn't watch it. And but what I saw, I could tell that they had homie kind of had a little swag to him or whatever. So it's interesting that you say that, like they put these things and then they making motherfuckers come off cool. Like fuck is wrong with shit like that? Like, why would you go out of your way to make a fucking nutty ass motherfucker like that cool? But hey, it's different times we in right now, man. That's why spiritual fortification is so crucial. And I feel like a big part of it is shit like we doing. Like when we break down these movies, we breaking them down. We have fun with it, of course, but it's also to like see behind the curtains. You know what I mean? So we understand, like, okay, they doing it like this. I got my phone at this angle. Let me see, because my battery. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Because my battery was low, I had to put it on the charger. But yeah, shit's bugged out, man. It's no joke out here. No joke out here. Man, talk about get rich or die trying. Talk about get trying to formulate in my head, like get I'm trying to say, like it's like get mentally tough or die lying. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like some shit like that. Oof.
Yeah, Dead Press took that moniker and made Get Free. Get free of that charge. So,
Yeah,
they took the moniker and, they took it. It's whatever it is. And that's how beautiful it is. It's out there for you to take it and deal with it however you see fit. So I think that was it. And that's one of the reasons why I started off with that. And, I Prodigy just popped through like, play that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because on top of that, the aspect of hip hop that the rise of the hip hop cops came right around the same time. So not only was the Robo cops out there, the hip hop cops that were there in regards to infiltration, because the hip hop movement became like the movements of resistance that preceded it. So now they were infiltrating and how many people got killed and cased up, and how many young black people got killed in the shuffle for hip hop. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't the drug trade. It wasn't none of that shit. Rapping. So how many people got killed for rapping? And then if you fast forward nowadays, you can forget about it. Like you can forget about it, because
that's crazy when you put it that way.
How many people got killed and cased up for that, behind that? Ooh. So RICO was reserved for organized crime, right? RICO was reserved for organized crime. How many rappers caught RICO charges in cases? And then the rest of them that ain't cased up, locked up nowhere, they got killed.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them right now that the case hasn't been announced, but the paperwork is being processed as we speak. Like, yes. I mean, I imagine, I'm not saying that I have knowledge, it's not my world, but like I can just only imagine. It's like, because it's treacherous out here, and a lot of cats don't even realize they fucking playing around with shit and not even necessarily moving that mean, but they playing around with certain shit, and brothers is just high and just fucking around and around and talk themselves into some shit that's adjacent to what they think, or they moving with motherfuckers that are, that's just wild, man. That's wild.
And it's a 2,500 man task force that is going through and serving up subpoenas for people who got them PPP loans. Okay, so that thing that's in the White House is after you. Okay, like, so you don't become a RoboCop and then chill. You see what I'm saying? So They think he's sleeping, but he ain't sleeping on you. He ain't never sleeping on you.
Ooh.
2,500 people checking. They looking, checking, looking and checking. And they after you, even if the shit was forgiven. Even if it was forgiven, you still get
Damn.
good. You see what I'm saying? Like, I got homies that'll hunt you till you drop. You know what I mean? You remember that line? I got homies that'll hunt you till you drop. You see what I'm saying?
Who said that?
Yeah, that was the Pac line.
Oh, damn. That's Machiavelli, huh?
Yeah.
Machiavelli.
So, yeah, it's insidious. But we look at it like it ain't nothing. Like nobody knows what's going on. Now they'll never find me or whatever it is. So, this hustler's ambition, because that was one of the joints that was on there that was,
Oh, okay.
motivational. That the hustler's ambition. So you out there, and it's only the hustlers that's getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? The cats that's causing the real havoc in the street, they not getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who selling you genetically modified food and all of this fake shit, they're not going to jail. They're not getting cased up. They ain't dragging them from their homes or their places of business. They pumping this shit out mass produced. And they ain't catching none of that. So they ain't catching none of
It's
that.
a grisly world, man. It's like it's crazy how you sort of almost now have to be. I mean, man, don't get me started on the food thing. It'll turn this whole thing into a whole other show. You know what I mean? my weird diet, the shit I be eating nowadays, forget about it, man. But it's like it's getting to the point where it's hard to. You can't really trust nothing anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it's wild, man. Woo. Just my mind went through so many changes right now. Of just
I can hear it.
you can hear it like
yeah.
because it's funny because in my mind it's like I'm like it's like I'll see the beginning of the mountain of that topic, and I'll be like, yo, it's gonna be so far away from get rich or die trying. But I'm not limited, but I know I'm long-winded, so I get to going in and start talking about food and all types of shit. But yeah, it's wild, man. That's the thing about now, man. That's like it's crazy, man. I think about that shit sometimes. Like in a way, there's a theory that has always been like this, but the difference is because now of obviously social media, it seems like everything is more. But there's a theory that everything was just like this, but I don't like just
Right.
relative to what it was. Like if there's less people, then more seems less seems like more. But I don't know. Man, some things I think like with food, I don't think it was like that with food. Like food in particular. Like I think with food, there was times where there was bad food, of course, and rotten food, but not fake food like that. You know what I mean? Not fake food. Like fake is different than rotten. You know what I mean?
Right.
I heard a story. This is a crazy story I heard. This story is like 20 years old, maybe longer. But if one of my friends said his aunt or some shit, she went to pick up her kids from school, and I guess she scooped some McDonald's, and for whatever reason, this brilliant lady put the food in the glove compartment. Don't ask me why. And she put the food in the glove compartment and forgot. And this was like June. So like in like August or some shit, she's pushing and she gets pulled over by the police, and she goes to the glove compartment, to get the ID or whatever. I mean, the registration or whatever. And when she opens the glove compartment, you want to hear that she opened it up and a bunch of maggots and dragons and all types of winged animals came flying out. She said it was just room temperature, nothing different. This is a hamburger that sat in the glove compartment for 3 months, and from June to like August in LA. Like, that's wild.
Yes.
That's really, 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 really wild. And when I hear the story, it's like, let's just say she exaggerated a little bit. Let's just say it really wasn't. Let's say the story got wings. Let's say it was only a month. Still. A month in when the weather's cold, that's crazy. But if that's real, if it was really June, July, and August in LA for 3 months, and that's what we couldn't shovel enough of that shit in our stomach we couldn't eat enough of it.
Right.
Please give me more McDonald's. Please. You know, man. Crazy. But anyways, get good food or die trying.
For real.
Hold on. I'm gonna grab my water right here. Get good food or die trying. Word up. That should be the new one. That's gonna be the new thing. We gotta get everything. Get da or die trying. Get get earplugs for when you sleep or die trying. Yo, I've been sleeping with earplugs lately. That shit is lit. But yeah, man, Bill Duke, man. He slid through for your boy 50 like he slid through for Niles Bourne, man. Slid through, man. He did that.
Yes.
What's that line you love? What's the line from the movie?
He's like, growing up, you was like a god to me. He's like, yeah, I am God. What he said? Buddha, Allah.
All in one big nigga.
I said, damn, he killed the game. I said he killed the game with that.
He did. You know what I like with that line too is he say it like he didn't say it with as much like extra on it the way a certain actor might, which made it more realistic. Like a dude like that, he didn't say it like, I'm God, Buddha, all in one big nigga. He just said it straight, like I'm God, Buddha, all in one big nigga. Like just matter of fact, which is more like realistic. And I like that. He's an ill actor, man. He make his shit. The best actors, you don't even be knowing they're acting. Like a lot of actors and shit, we love the shit they do, but they really acting shit out. They in the camera like, well, you know, and it's beautiful. It's art, but like it's not really that realistic. Like you would not say it like that if you were in that situation. And Bill Duke, though, he was always like, I mean, this is a nigga that squared off with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I damn didn't want to say a couple times, but I know he definitely did in Commando.
Right.
He took Arnold to the face in Commando. Commando's my shit. That's my shit. Them Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, man. He was the dude, man. Sidebar. I watched in the same month, there was an Arnold Schwarzenegger shit on Netflix that came out and a Sylvester Stallone thing that came out. And I watched both of them. And man, it's so amazing because you have to see it if you haven't seen it, if you're a fan of both of them like we all are, because you really see the difference between them because the way they're presented to you now. And then when you look at it like a brother like yourself, like me, like we true analysts. So we can look at certain things that give us information now, but they're retrospective. And it like rolls through your 30 years of memory on the shit. And it just fills and informs so much shit that it's like going through, it's just going through like, it's like it's flying through your memory book and dotting the I's and T's through years. Going back, and it's powerful because basically the takeaway is like Arnold is a German or Austrian, but you know, nigga really don't have no real like emotions about nothing. He just like, yeah, man, I'm here, moving forward. This is what it is. But Sly was a very emotional man. Warred on his heart. Now Sly's more creative, more artsy. He wrote half of his shit. He directed some of his shit. He was more passionately involved. Arnold was the like, I'm that boy, Mr. Olympia. Fuck it, let's do movies. Make some movies for me. I'm that nigga. Okay, I'm a little older now. Fuck it, I'm gonna be the governor. But his shit was just like, he wasn't coming really from a heart. He was coming from a just, I'm a glorious, strong man moving forward to the greatness. Whereas Stallone was like in his head more artsy. So when you watch the specials, Stallone shit is like real, like, there's some tear-jerker shit up in there. I was like, damn, Sly, like I wasn't expecting all that. You know what I mean? Like, like it's not that I didn't like it. It was just, you know how when a dude that when you was a kid, he was just like this is fucking Rambo. Right. You know what I mean? It's like weird to see Rambo like talk about certain shit that just, and I'm not mad. If anything, I'm appreciative because he revealed like he's a human dude, but it was just, you know that shit. It's like the Karate Kid, Rambo, that shit that it's so like sacred, foundational that like I ain't afraid to say, man, the Karate Kid, right day, right time and place. At the end, when they freeze frame with Mr. Miyagi, nigga might feel some resembling some moisture in his eye socket, man. Every now and then, man. Every now and then. When they cut at the end and he gives that, and he's like, Mr. Miyagi, we did it. Every now and then, man. Because I always thought I was gonna meet Mr. Miyagi, man. I cried when he died, man, because I thought a friend of mine, his mom knew Mr. Miyagi, and I just always thought there was gonna be that day, man. I was gonna be around, and he was gonna be around, and it fucked me up when he died, man. It's my nigga, man. He said, da 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 da. It's my nigga, man.
And the illest shit is he had to make that. He had to invent that because that wasn't him at all. You see what I'm saying? Like he ain't speak no languages and he ain't know no martial arts. So he had to really become. They're like, yo, that was the dude from Happy Days and Sanford and Son. You see what I'm saying? Like
body bag.
He could have did a better Red Fox impression than he did.
Facts. Yeah, he was out here doing comedy club on fucking Crenshaw and shit with niggas at Mavericks Flats. This nigga was at Mavericks Flats, or, Red Fox Comedy Club. Like, that nigga, man, Pat Morita, man, he was the truth, man. I fuck with him. The super duper long way, man. That's my guy, man.
But that dude made you think that he was that dude. You see what I'm saying? Like he was able to do that. One of the things that one of the Bill Duke philosophies that I asked him about was he said he doesn't like the word actor and actress. He uses the word becoming. He said you're not acting. You see, he said you're becoming whatever the character is. You see what I'm saying? So to the point where they can't separate you from it. So when I asked him about the philosophy, and he broke it down, and he had a smile because you're sitting with somebody that's like, all right, this is regimented. This is I wanted to share this opportunity and space to be able to deal with that from that perspective. First I asked him about Car Wash. Car Wash was my shit. I asked him about Patrice Lumumba being in his locker. You see what I'm saying? Like you open his locker up, he's Abdullah, the revolutionary brother, and he's got Patrice Lumumba in his locker. I'm like, damn, this was something that was very pivotal for me. Looking like, damn, like he had Patrice Lumumba in it. Like, he could have anything. You see what I'm saying? People had a woman or whatever the case may be. Like, he about this business. He's about this business. So I asked him about that and what the idea was. But the philosophy of not acting but becoming. So whatever role you seen him in, he goes to he becomes that particular role. So I asked him about Menace to Society too, and he said Menace to Society, it was just something he said on the fly. It wasn't a line or nothing. You see what I'm saying? It was like nobody wanted to do something in that particular scene. Yeah.
You mean that you done fucked up, right? Of course, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, that wasn't on the script?
No, he said everybody was just in there, and then he said what he said right there. Like he just took control of. He's like, all right, listen to me, little bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Like he just came in there like and took the scene over, right? So that
I
whole
needed to
scene,
hear that.
he
I
does
needed to
his
hear that.
thing, and then he said, "You know, you done fucked up, right?" He said that line out of all of the movies, everything, Hoodlum, all of these things, Commando, everything that he
That's the
did, he
line he
said
hears the most. For
the
sure.
most all over the world. People who don't speak English, whatever, they don't even got no concept. They be like, hey, you know you done fucked up.
Yeah, because you're right. Because that's definitely his most like a lot of the other shit. It's not the line; it's the way he says the line.
Right.
But with that, it's like it's like evenly both, you know, because it's like not that you done fucked up, right? I mean, that's a great line, but it's like, yeah, the way he say it, yeah, that's iconic, and he says it like 3 times. You know, you done fucked that you know, you done, oh man, yo, that's amazing. I'm glad you told me that because I didn't know that. That's I seen Bill Dukes and said what up to him one time in passing. I was like walking somewhere and he was filming something in Hollywood. It was on a late night, like 2 a.m. Like I'm like with the homies and we coming from like a spot or something, like a club. It's like 10 years ago, and we like bailing by like a hotel, and like when you like walk by where you would turn into the parking, he's like sitting on a fucking director's chair, like it's 2 a.m. just there. And like, oh shit. Bill Duke, and but he was working, so he was like, all right, young brothers, thank you. Yes. He wasn't really with all the, we finna have a conversation shit. We kept it moving, but it was just so ill because it was like, I was like, this nigga's for real. Like, he's like in the cut. Like, and it wasn't like a fly hotel. It was like a cuddy hotel to film some shit. And I was like, man, this brother here, yeah, he a legend, man. He a super legend.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
amazing.
read his book. His book is amazing as well.
Wow. So, what's this book called?
40 Years Behind the Lens.
Wow.
Got it.
40 years behind the lens. Talk that.
Yeah, my 40-year career on screen and behind the camera.
Yeah, that's.
There you go. You see the drink?
Ooh. Wait, I want to take a screenshot of that. Hold it up again. I need that.
Getting your screenage on?
Yeah, hold up. Hold it up again. I want to take a picture. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me remove the background real quick.
No, the background's lit. The background's hype.
But if I hold it up, it might disappear. You know what I'm saying?
So, I see. Oh, got you. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, right there. Yep. Right. Oh, hold up 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Cool, my G. Yes. Screenshot gang. Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. What else were we talking about a second ago I wanted to bring to attention? Yeah, that's fascinating though.
Favorite scenes in the movie. Well, favorite scenes or favorite characters, however it goes. You see what I'm saying?
Of Get Rich or Die, right?
Yeah.
My favorite scene, I mean, to be honest, man, my favorite scene is that scene where he told the niggas Majestic, we cool, I'm with my woman. Cause I ain't even gonna lie, man, like I be liking that type of shit just because it's amazing when you realize like how much, the dynamic of a person's significant other or freak or side piece, whatever the person that a person is thinking about getting personal with, however they categorize, like I said, a significant other or just something, but how that shit affects people in the multitudes of ways. I mean, I heard a statistic one time that 40% of people in jail are in jail behind some shit related to they ladied or they want, you know, they something over something to dealing with a like a something like that. You know what I mean? Boyfriend, girlfriend, was husband, wife. They was fighting in the club over a chick, whatever. Maybe 30%, but it's a significant amount. So I always pay attention to that shit. But then also just beyond just that, you think of like people's productivity and people you know that like, you know, it's some great people, man, and they got a whack ass, you know, person that they laying in the bed with that's just contaminating their thoughts. And everybody has a friend or a cousin or somebody that they miss that the way that person was before Sheila came into their life or before Mike came into their life or whatever, you know what I mean? And so, you know, so I'm always kind of like intrigued by, not intrigued. I'm appreciative of people giving game to how you can be on point in that regard, because we all know people that have money that, you know, their romantic situation is the thing that keeps them from being on their square. You know, we all know people that are like, it's a serious thing. So I'm really, and for me personally, like, I'm a certain kind of dude where, I mean, I grew up listening to Eazy-E, so I ain't having it. But at the same time, I'm a Virgo and I'm a, you know, a lover boy type of nigga. So I kind of by nature, like, I have a lot of feelings and shit. So I be trying to make sure that I can protect myself. So I remember a time where I remember when I was young or whatever, in a situation like that, I would have been nervous if a nigga was like, yo, you want to take your girl backstage and meet whoever? And I wouldn't have known how to like tell the girl or how to shut it down without coming off like I was shook. And 50 said, you can be like, nah, we good right here. We chilling. Like, he spun it off in a smooth way. And I was like, see, that's how, by the time that movie came out, I kind of knew how to do that. But so that's why I could appreciate it so much, because I was like, yes, 50, show these niggas what it is. It's like, you know how like a quick side example is, you know how like when you're young and there's peer pressure shit and you might not know how to like say, like, my nigga, I can't fuck around because I gotta be on point for this other shit I gotta do, bro. I can't fuck around with y'all. When you real young, you could be like, oh, well, I don't want the homies to think you might not have it together to lay it down. Like, my nigga, I'm focused. It's like, I'm a big fan of moments in movies, especially movies like this that are so influential, because he was the most influential black nigga to urban black niggas on the planet at that time. He was the guy. So for him to give niggas that, like, I guarantee you there's a nigga in Africa right now, if not 5,000, that were like, yes, when I saw that shit, I was like, it changed how I dealt with my lady when people invited us to do things and I didn't know how to like handle it or whatever. Like, so that low key might be my favorite scene, but no, I mean, I'll probably fuck around and like the scene. My favorite scene probably though is the scene when he goes and after his man gets popped or whatever, and they go to ride on the dudes. Like, you know, he's in the hospital and he's like, we're gonna go get him, and he's in the car and my nigga Big Omar is like, there's like 5 of them or whatever. He's like, let me get it. Give me that shit. He grabs the strap and he's like, and he gets out the car. Like, I love that shit, man. Fifth has a cool way of showing his. I like Fifth Steez because he don't be overly trying to do it, but he does it. You know what I mean? Like, he don't be overly trying to be like, I'm Rambo, but he'll give you like those things in this movie at least. You know, what's your favorite part?
It's one of the scenes that ties into the lady. You know what I'm saying? When after he gets shot, he starts rapping, and you know, Shorty was like, "Say it like that. It sounds better like that with the pain." You see what I'm saying? Like, that was a memorable moment. But I think one of my favorite scenes was Terrence Howard went all Joe Pesci and shit. Terrence Howard went all Joe Pesci when he pulled the car over and he was like, if I was right, that was wrong. Then I could have been right. Like whatever the fuck he said in that scene was
But
so
I'm right.
goddamn.
I'm
But
right.
he told him, but he was right. You see what I'm saying? He was right. You see what I mean? Like, so the fact that the kind of struggle that you have in your head to go back and forth. Should I say something? Should I not say something? Is it my place? Is it not my place? Something is wrong with this motherfucker that's behind me, but I cannot shake it. You see what I'm saying? Like every bit of that internal, external turmoil. You know what I mean? Like he back talking to him, he cool, whatever. Like now, whatever he said to him means absolutely nothing. Like he clearly does not know that this cat is not the dude to be fucking with. So he's there back and forth between. He's like, all right, I'm with him. He's like, so even the scene before that where he's like, I'm gonna wait in the car. He said, if you need me for anything,
Right.
because he like this whole space where he's looking at these people and these cats, that means absolutely nothing to him. He's like, I'm here with you. Fuck these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? I give it to everybody out here on the word. So it's like now he's struggling with this in his car after he already had the eerie ass bad feeling about the whole situation right before that. Now he got to get in the car with another motherfucker. It's like the kind of torment to his mind where he's going through this whole shit and then he winds up just pulling over and hops out the car.
I wonder for some reason, this is just me, for some reason, I bet you that's every bit as much Terrence Howard as that other shit is Bill Duke. I bet you that wasn't in the script. That was Terrence Howard just doing some shit because
and they caught it and then he had to repeat it and he couldn't repeat it. So he was like
Terrence is a you know he's an alien. You know, Terrence. That's why I fuck with Terrence, but he's a different dude, man. I fuck with him. I love that brother to death. He's something else, man. Yo, let's talk about another thing. You know who's amazing in that movie? Who the hell is that nigga that plays Junebug? That dude is ill. He got that face, man. You know what I'm talking about? The dude with the
yes.
like I ain't never seen him in nothing since then. And like he's just every time he looks at the camera with those eyes, that shit just melts through the damn camera. Like you be like looking at the camera, like that nigga's face is just so. His ice grill is second to none. Second, like where is he at? I wonder if he's good because I'm surprised I ain't seen him in nothing. You seen him in anything?
Not really.
Yeah, man. He's low key iconic in that movie. Like he really was. That scene where he says some shit to Supreme. Majestic. He's like, you want me to take care of that? And Majestic's like, shut the fuck up. And he just looks at him like, that shit's scary. You think he's gonna pop Majestic right there? Like I'm like, yeah, that boy was wild, man. Wow. That's one thing. Got to give credit to 50. Everything 50's ever been involved with on screen has a phenomenal cast. It's fucking Viola Davis in that shit playing his grandmother.
It was the same cat that blew the smoke in his face, you know, that blew the smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, come on, he got Viola Davis playing his grandmother. Like,
right.
Everything he does, the cast is exceptional. Like, I was thinking about that. I mean, it's like we had Terrence Howard, Viola Davis, Bill Duke, Adewale, I always forget his last name. Somebody else in the movie, I'm forgetting. Oh, brother plays. He has a small part, but the brother that had his teeth taken out of his mouth, that dude's an incredible actor. He was in Fences with Denzel. Remember?
Yeah.
He played Denzel's was his brother? His brother. Or was it his
Oh
oldest
yeah,
son? It was his younger brother. He's like a musician.
that was his oldest son.
It was
That
the
was
oldest son. He was his oldest
yeah.
son.
He's in he's on the TV shows now. He's in Raising Canaan or something like that. He's on one of those. I don't know.
And he was on that show. What's that thing called?
Lincoln Heights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, man. Real good actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's
He
a
was
father.
in-
He's a father in BMF, right?
Yeah, he's in The Hate You Gave. Yeah, he's BMF. He's in BMF.
Yeah.
He was the father in The Hate You Gave and all of that. Like he does his one thing.
Yeah, he's like the epitome of the black father. He's the guy that's like, he's like the perfect, like, he's like the perfect black father, like, for like a sitcom. He's perfect. It don't even matter what color the kids are. He just has that, like, he just has that face and that voice. I wish I knew his name, man.
Yeah, because he had look, he came and asked him for that $10, right? And then he didn't want to hear all the extra shit that he was saying. He's like, man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, Pop, man, I'm just here to
$10? What you mean? What's that
from Fences. Remember he came up, he's like,
oh, yeah.
He said, this boy come over here every time he know my payday better than me, and blah, 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 blah. And he's over here. He's like, hey, Pop, man, you know, I need that $10, man. I'll give it back to you, you know.
I watched Fences not that long ago. That's a classic movie, man.
Yeah, it was
it's like it's you know, it's funny. It's like the subject matter is so, how can I put it, man? Just to get right to it. The subject matter is so not exciting to what the average viewer wants to watch nowadays that it's not going to get a lot of replay value, but it's so phenomenal. The performances. I mean, like, let me give you a perfect example. This like let's make it clear so I can be like, let me go extreme as I could go. The acting in that movie is better than the acting in Wolf of Wall Street. But like, everybody wants to watch movies about motherfuckers making hella money and just wilding out and doing shit, having fun and everything. No one really wants to watch over and over a movie about a guy who's just kind of doesn't like his job and he's really not nice to his, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, but the performance and the nuances of that movie are incredible, man. Incredible. Shouts to
the Wolf of Wall Street, he said, send me this pen.
Yeah.
He had a moment where he said something in his pen, but the movie is so compelling. Fences it shows a whole generation gap that's missing. You see what I'm saying? Like what it meant to be a black man in this time, you know, from one time to the next, and how things aren't checked. It go from one generation to the next because, you know, that the scene that was incredible that I wish that the young son was there with, even though I know this was based off a play and they set it up the way where he was talking to his oldest son about his father. You know, he's out there and he's out there with Boom, and he's out there with his son. Like, his son is out there listening to how his father treated him, and when he wound up leaving out there and how he got locked up, you see what I'm saying, trying to feed him and his mother. So he got locked up and he came home after, you know, a bunch of that time, and it was one generation to the next, you know, like the sins of the father visit unto the children to the 17th generation. It was there. It was literally there. So his father wanted the girl that he was with. He fought his father, and his father tore him out the frame. And then he left, and he was out there, and he was hungry. And he was stealing to get by. You see what I'm saying? Stealing food. And he got locked up in that case trying to feed a family with a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know the sacrifices sometimes, so they just assume things from their perspective, and whatever his perspective is right. So from, you know, father to son to young son to another child coming into the, you know, world again, You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
he stopped. And as much as he despised and hated his father, he saw his little sister and saw the goodness in his father in her. You know what I mean? Like he would have rejected her. So it's like, okay, where in the spaces does the cycle break? And it broke with those two. Because as much as he didn't like his father, he still was his father. But he had a reason to be soft because this younger sister that was there. You see what I'm saying? So, it was, the mother in the background. It was so many nuances to that. Like,
Yeah.
I done went to that movie 1,000 times already. You see what I'm saying? But it was
Oh
just so
wow.
many nuances to where that goes, and it's one of those things where I sit with people for, I use movies. Movies are easier than folks' spiritual practices or religious practices because you run into that where I don't believe that type situation. Nobody really
Right.
gonna argue with me about a movie, unless it's you or Che. You and Che gonna argue with me about a movie, but I'm saying other than that, ain't too many people gonna be arguing with me back and forth about a movie. But if it is, it'll be short lived. You see what I'm saying? So if
Right.
I'm bringing it up, I'm bringing it up for a reason. So it's a reason. So music and movies are easier, ways to cushion a blow or share perspective than folks' spiritual practices or religious or
Yeah.
political ideology. So,
And to use a commonly used, fucking axiom, seeing is believing. You
right.
know what I mean? So it's like you see Henry Hill walk through the door and he's lit,
Right.
and and then by the end of the movie, he's. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, you don't always have to use an example for something, and I was like, yeah, but it's nice to have something that you can visualize. Like
Right.
we could talk abstract. Best believe my mind is capable of holding up the abstract, but the average person, myself included, but like when you have something you can actually see, it's almost like it's something you can physically touch and you can hold, like in your mind. That's a kind of the analogy. So if
Mm-hmm.
the option is there, we're gonna use that and plus it's fun, man. It gives you something to work with, have fun with, as opposed to just always juggling these thoughts without a face on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel you on that level with the movies. And I was gonna say, by the way, shouts to Denzel, man. Him saying it, was it August Wilson? That's his name, right? Yeah. He said he was gonna he committed to putting every one of August Wilson's plays on screen. That's
Mm-hmm.
big. That's
Right.
big. He already did Ma uh Ma Rainey, was it the one with Chadwick? That
Yeah.
one, Fences, and I think there's another one. I'm not sure though, but that's big, man. Denzel, man, he's the truth, man. I love Denzel. I love that brother, man. Who's some of your favorite actors right now, Lord?
Right now or just period?
No, right now, because we do the whole like all time. But I mean, when I say right now, I mean still alive. Like Pacino ain't been in a whole lot of shit recently, but you could still,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't got to be like they super prolific right now. But Gene Hackman is still alive, but
Right.
he's like I didn't realize how old he's, like 95 or some shit. I didn't know that he's like or 90. He's in his 90s. I'm like, wow, I didn't know Gene Hackman was that old. But he's like 95 or some shit.
So if I gotta say right now, I'll say like Boo King Woodbine. I'll
Ooh,
say Lorenz Tate. I think Lorenz Tate was one of the most versatile
definitely.
actors I've ever seen, ever since from a child. From a child actor, like normally you get stuck in that space as a child actor and you never grow out of it.
What was he? What
Like
was he in as a child? What was he in as a child? Because I don't remember
he
him
was in
performing.
Family Matters and all that shit. He was in fucking Family Matters. That's Red Fox's grandson.
Oh, okay.
Let's,
Wow. So I don't
let's
really
see that
remember.
shit. recently, like Red Fox was on our City Hall. He was like, "That's my grandson right there, Lorenz Tate. Look out for him."
Wow.
That was deep. So it just explained, his.
Because I just remember, because we all remember the illest mind fuck of all times was Menace comes out, and O-Dog is a problem, and then the Inkwell comes out. Like, that's the all-time illest, especially if you the age.
He's O-Dog, and then he does Inkwell.
Sucking his thumb.
But then he does Dead Presidents, and then he does Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and then he does fucking Love Jones. Get the fuck out of here. That dude in that range, in a couple of years time frame, like, this dude got.
Yeah, he's crazy. and it's like when you watch that
and
shit
he's
now,
still acting right now. Like, he's the governor, or whatever the fuck he is, on power, he is that dude. You like, this dude.
And what's amazing is, when you watch it, it's like that shit hold up, and he was getting busy. Like,
yes.
Like, it's certain, like, it's a scene that I remember that like when I saw not that long ago, I was like, damn, like he really, because it's one thing to be watching some shit. It's another thing to imagine being a person that has to generate that feeling and make you believe it when they're not experiencing that. A great scene where I think you could see because he's really like, I'm glad you mentioned him because he don't get mentioned enough, but he's really one of the greats, like on the low. He's really one of the greats. Is the scene where, the famous, does she suck you? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Make you feel that
power.
But
yes.
Speaking of men
food on your table,
right?
Yes.
Talking about the tables being turned.
Yes.
1 minute, 1 minute is ragged ass Chauncey. The next minute, motherfucking Cuddy got the pistol in his mouth. Suck it, Yo, that would be a cold ass mash. Imagine if you did a mashup of those scenes with ragged ass Chauncey. Suck it.
I seen him in the interview. I seen him in the interview when he said after that movie was calling him faggot ass Chauncey, he said he couldn't do that no more. He said he had to get another role because he ain't want people to say, hey, that's faggot ass Chauncey right there, blah blah blah.
Woo!
But
my God,
Charles S. Dutton got him in that movie. Charles S. Dutton, because he was on Rock. Remember, he was on Rock as Andre.
That's amazing.
He played Andre, then he played Chauncey, but then he played Cuddy. And Terrence Howard is in that movie. You see what I'm saying? He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys.
Yo, what's so amazing on my TV screen? Literally right now, Get Rich or Die Trying just ended, and Dead Prez just started. That's so crazy. But that's so crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, back to giving Lorenz his for a second. Let's go here. He went from being that like goofy kind of dude, real whatever, to the seasoned nigga when he came back from Vietnam and he was on his whole, like the swag was he's really gifted. But the scene that I was talking about that I wanted to say my thing about is like, man, the scene where Chauncey, where Cuddy knocks him down and he puts the thing in his mouth, the burner, and when he's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Shoot me. The way he says it, when you analyze that scene, it's like, I remember when I was a kid and I saw it, it was like, it seemed like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fake. But you realize as you grow up, like in a moment like that, you're not really going to be speaking smoothly and clearly. It's going to come out weird because your adrenaline, your fight or flight, everything inside of you is just so pumped up. You're not going to be like, oh, so what are you going to do? You think you're going to shoot me? Well, if that's what you're going to do, go ahead and do it, buddy. You're not going to say it like that. It's going to come out like forced and weird. And he really caught that. So every time I see that scene, I just study it now. I'm like, oh, he's a bad motherfucker, man, because like that's one of the things that separates. It's like the shit I made about with Bill Duke. A lot of times actors be so busy like trying to look cool, right? Like, I gotta throw my nigga under the bus. I love the nigga, but I'm going in. Fuck it. Like Leon, right? Love Leon. But Leon's the kind of nigga, a nigga could be beating his head in. Oh, you just gonna beat me up, right? You just gonna stomp me to death, right? So be it. Like, he's just too about being a pimp. Like, he can't get away from I'm a pimp. Like, he just doesn't have it in him. Everything is pimp to him. He don't have range. It's pimp. It's like, don't matter if he's getting thrown off a fucking mountain by fucking Sylvester Stallone, he gonna have to look cool. Like, that's just his shit, you know? But fucking Lorenz, Lorenz, man, he was sucking his thumb in the inkwell after scaring niggas. And that's another funny thing, going back to the generational shit. See, certain movies, you'd be really lucky if you caught it when you were young enough to like believe certain shit, or not, maybe not necessarily believe it, but like you didn't have all the information and the tool set to like I know some older cats that when they saw Menace, they was day one looking at Lorenz like, he not that. So they didn't really get to enjoy it like I did, because I was of the age where I believed that. And now being a grown brother and I watch it and knowing some real, niggas is really like that on a deeper level, like I could see that he's really not all the way that. But at the time, but he does a really good job conveying it. But you can see the difference between him and when you see somebody that's really, really, really that, like it's their whole, everything about them is that. And so, but the point I'm making is, luckily for me, when I saw it as a kid, I believed it and I enjoyed it. So now it's like the Karate Kid. My parents, they can't appreciate that shit because that shit was some child shit for them when it came out. They were grown. But to me, the Karate Kid is like, that shit is like comfort food. Like that movie is like oatmeal for me or something, you know what I mean? Oh, man. That's why I fuck with you. That's why I love tapping in when you going on the movies, bro, because the movies, man, people don't be realizing. People do subconsciously, but I don't think they put enough attention to it in their conscious mind about like really what movies really are. Like there are times where you come home or something, you ever have like a real hard day, and it don't necessarily even need to be hard like emotionally. It could just be like a draining day. Right. And the next day, all you want to do is just sit around and just watch movies you've seen 100 times. You don't even want to have to watch a new movie. Just, I want to see some shit I'm comfortable with. I just want I could just sit back and just vegetate and rest. Yeah. I don't have to be. Go ahead.
And you'll catch some new shit that you didn't. Yes. That scene you talking about, I don't want to leave that scene because the scene is powerful. The scene is powerful. The president scene.
Oh, yeah.
He said, young blood. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you heard what he said to him. He said, I tried to be a friend, motherfucker. Like, he was in his spec, like he was looking at himself. He was looking at himself in that shell. You see what I'm saying? Before he turned into Cuddy. You see what I'm saying? Like, he looked at him and he had respect for him. You see what I'm saying? Like he was trying to talk to him, but he also understood that he was prepared to be in that space where he looked at him, but he saw his blind spot. He saw his blind spot from the first time that they interacted, and he didn't get a chance to say nothing to him.
Oh, you know what I mean? You my nigga, because you always put the light on the important shit. Like he said, I tried to be your friend, motherfucker. Like that's
so.
Real,
this is what he said. He said, I tried to be a friend. Right. This is what he said. He's like, I love this woman. He's because he told him I love this woman,
and it was sincere. And you're right, because he really like he really was trying to be the friend. Why he gotta come through money? Come and giving a chick money? Like
so
what?
He's there in the blind spot, but he sees the blind spot. So he's a friend, but he's a snake ass friend. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Oh,
he's Cuddy, right? He's Cuddy. So he's there. He's standing in the blind spot, and he knows, okay, this is gonna rev him up. So either it's gonna calm him down or rev him up. It's one or the other. So he's standing in the gap from one position to another, and
you a hell nigga. He said
this is what he said when he said, "I'm not the enemy, young blood."
Yeah,
he said, "I am." He's. I'm about to show you now who the fuck I am, because you said. He said, "What you say to me?" When he said, "What you say to me?"
Yeah.
He said, "There's no other kind of way to get through to him, but I'm about to show him who I am right now." So when he turned his head and then he hit him with the butt of the gun and he fell down the stairs, he said, "I tried to be a friend, motherfucker." And that's what it was. Now it's like, this is it. And then in that scene, the scene is so epic is because Cuddy is in this position at the blind spot. He has an edge, but he doesn't have the advantage.
Wait, what you mean? What you mean?
He has the edge by how it looks like he's controlling the situation, because now he went from a friend to foe. So now the foe has an edge because he sees his blind spot, but he thinks that he's going to be able to produce fear now. There's no fear.
Wait. So, okay, you said he sees the blind spot. You talk right. Cuddy sees the blind spot.
The blind spot is his woman.
Yeah.
That's both of their blind spot, and they're both standing in this space, but he's in a position over him because he can provide for that woman.
Because he realized he's got the paper and he's got the power. And he's emotionally he's not, his emotion isn't getting the better of him. Whereas because if Lorenz's character was smart, he would have just said, "All right, the nigga came through with some money. Don't fuck with him," but the money would have been spent. But he was being right.
So the camera scene and all this shit, I wish Chevy was here for this, because he can explain that shit. When he's walking down the stairs, he's going from the level that he was on with the superior position. Now I'm going to get on your level. He's with each step, he's walking into this descent, and he's expecting, Lorenz Tate to have fear in this scene. He's expecting him to be like, to punk up. You see what I'm saying? Like, "Don't kill me, please, don't kill me. I understand," but it didn't happen. He didn't know how much death he's seen. Death was like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he didn't see the dude who came whip by, cut my man's head off and put it in his pack and was walking around with the motherfucker. He had no idea that he killed the dude. Like, there was none of that. He didn't have any of that. So the thing that he had was an edge, but he didn't have an advantage. So when he got to his level, and he was like, "Open your mouth, suck it." You understand what I'm saying? He said the shit he said. He wanted to die. Lorenz Tate character wanted to die but he didn't want to die like a coward. You see what I'm saying? Because he wasn't no coward. But he was ready to die because he couldn't live anymore. He couldn't provide for his family. He couldn't provide for his child. She was pregnant with another baby or twins or something like that. Whatever it was, he couldn't provide for her. So he would be better off to his family dead. So he accepted that part of that fate. And this looks like, suicide by homicide. You see what I'm saying? So if he would have killed him, he would have never had access to her again. You see what I'm saying? Because he killed the father of her children. You see what I'm saying? So when he said, "This ain't personal," he said, "This is personal. I ain't kill you over no woman." So because he didn't show any fear, it's like, okay, I can't take it to the next level. So he has to bring the frustration and the hell upstairs. She didn't know he got his ass knocked down the stairs, a pistol in his mouth and all that shit. She just know this dude came out with some money. So this is where the friction goes, and this is the end of their relationship. But
Right.
this is his motivation, like we was talking about with Juice. You wondering about everybody's motivation to do the robbery because the robbery scene changed everything. So the robbery scene like that and Dead Presidents changed everything. So this is the reason why, okay, I got to get some money to be able to take care of my family type situation. And
Right.
his her sister is like,
Right.
I'm in. I'll do this with you because it's you. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things they play a factor, you know, they
Right.
play a factor. But that scene was so ill because it shows a descent in regards to, you know, from one level to another level and just how quick something can switch and change the whole trajectory of everything. It went from him having an edge to him almost succumbing to the same space that he thought he was above.
Mm.
So the shit was kind of ill with that.
Yo, that's fascinating too. You know what I never thought about too? The way you just said it. Um, and once again, Terrence Howard's in both of these movies too.
Right. Right.
I was gonna say, but that's
Oh,
early Terrence. That's
yo,
early
no.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard put some salt in the game with the shit too. He said, "Yeah, my boss Cuddy." I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "Yeah." So if you was trying to let this shit go, he added some extra shit right there, and then
Yeah,
you know,
extra.
we see what happened to Terrence Howard in the joint. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yo, you know what's crazy is but I was gonna say I never thought about it like that. You said it right. Like the sister was like, I'm down to do the shit because it's you.
mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because how the way she got killed and like fucking around because she always had a crush on him.
Right.
Because that's really what it was. She always had a crush on him from when he was nailing her sister in the next room, and she's sitting there listening to every reverberation, you know what I mean? She's over there fantasizing, so she completely like her whole revolutionary thing kind of just folded it. I mean, I don't say it like that, but just she kind of, let's just say she just was completely sidetracked from her mission to now she's on bank robber time. And I get it. She probably in her mind, the character thinking, oh, I have money to help fund the revolution. But she ended up getting murked. That shit was crazy. That's an ill movie, man. Right. Hughes Brothers is no joke, man. Ain't no joke.
Yeah, we gotta, run that back and get, the heads together to talk about that because that's worthy of analysis again because you putting on things again. There are real life significances that go along with that. A Vietnam veteran coming back home, the space of war, the space of drug addiction that plagued in the factor. You see what I'm saying? Like how heroin was brought back to the United States and shipped through, the urban community. All of these things have a place. You see what I'm saying? All these things have a place to where even with the with the space to where, what was the Kirby? Kirby was they was running numbers back in the day, blah blah blah. You see what I'm saying? Like Keith David with his compelling acting right there, showing okay, they was running numbers and paying off the cops and then the greed and all of that. So they basically, was just getting by. You see what I'm saying? So he came back and was like, yo, I can work for you. And you're like, hell no, I can't even work for myself. You see what I'm saying? So these were all of these motivations to where, that robbery situation put everybody in position. You see what I'm saying? So I think it'd be good if we went back and looked at it again. Highlight change, see when we could do that. You know what I'm saying? And put that together because I think that'd be dope because these other perspectives, coming into play.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that movie, it's amazing the movies like some of those movies, like the Hughes brothers, man. I mean, first of all, the Hughes brothers and Lorenz Tate, man, if you really think about it, because like a lot of people don't, everybody wants to just sit up and talk about, Scorsese and De Niro and Joe Pesci.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. But The Hughes brothers and Lorenz Tate. Serious business right there, man. You know, because from Old Dog to whatever his name is in Dead Prez.
Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony. But yeah, man, that's because those movies, man, they really hold up, man. The cinematography, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing too. Like, it's certain movies, like for example, the classic Paid in Full. That movie is a classic, but cinematography is mid in that movie. Let's just keep it a buck. It's not bad, but anybody acting like the cinematography in that shit is anything above a B is tripping. There's not name a shot in that movie that's a shot that's like a worthy of note, a noteworthy shot. Nah,
I'll save that for you and Che. You and Che can argue that. I can't argue that. You and Che, that's your shit. Y'all can have it out.
Why you don't like that? You don't fuck with that movie like that?
No, I'm saying as far as you said a shot, you said from the cinematography level. That's what he does. He's the director, videographer, cinematographer, you know, mastermind.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, and like I'd be curious to know if he has a different opinion, but for me, it's just like that movie is all about. I mean, like I said, but when you talk about like Dead Prez has some like gripping, like the scene when they finally arrest all of them, when they run in from the cops and they have that shot where they're in the hallway, the scene where they lighten up the lighter and the money and the scenes in the trash. Like, there's some real cinematography in that movie that's like your man Bokeem Woodbine when he's preaching on the sermon, like in the church.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got some real shots. Paid in Full.
Yo, Bokeem, that's the truth. I was a man who maimed. I was a man who killed.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like so it's funny because it's funny when you deal with like
Chris Rock punched him in it. Chris Tucker punched him in the face. He's like, your little chunky ass really fucked up out there today.
Right? But I was gonna say sorry, just over here. I was gonna say it's funny because that's what I was noticing. I was like, yeah, Paid in Full. Of course, the story, but just the performance, you know, between Wood, Mackay, and gotta give Cameron his, but really it's the other two niggas. It's the nigga that played Calvin, that brother. Woo! If it's a motherfucker whose name needs some respect on it, it's him. He's a fucking animal in that movie. He's an animal. Nah, fuck that. Give it to my mayonnaise Bookie. Your man, like that dude, man, he's low-key, like, in my opinion, his performance in that movie is as good as anybody's. Like, he kind of like he's like the dude who like stole the show like in that movie. But you know, between him and Wood and Mackay, but that scene when Mackay is sitting there like, I'm about to get on some real murder shit. Hey, look at me. Yo, low-key, I'm memorizing that. That's my acting monologue. I gotta like get it tight, but like I'm about to be that nigga on. People are like, let me see a monologue. Give me a second. They jerked the knowledge. He sent me a bag with his finger. All bloody. Yo, I can't breathe out here, B. They got my little man. But
they got my little man,
B. Got my little man. I'm naked. I'm dying, B. My little man is dying. Like, he fucking, it's amazing because that will always forever be Mackay Pfeiffer's magnum opus. Magnum opus. Yeah, magnum opus. Magnus opus? Magnum opus, right? Magnum. Or the Magnus?
It's whatever you say it is.
Yeah, God, it's all world. Exactly.
That's it.
It's that. But man, that to me, and I don't mean to like try to, I don't mean to try to put a ceiling on a brother because hey, you know, please, Makai, surprise me, give me 20 performances better than that. But I don't think it's kind of hard to top that scene, man. That scene is like, I have this understanding. It ain't even a fucking theory. There's certain movies that you can really see the hand of God in. Like, it's just like God is just making the movie lit. Like everything clicks. And you really see it in movies like that are relatively low budget, because that movie is better than a lot of big budget movies with bigger actors, but it's just everybody was hitting in that shit. Like, I mean, even Cameron, like I've seen a couple other things he did, and it ain't fucking paid in full, man. You know what I mean? Like the paid in full shit is, yo, that movie is special, man. That's a special piece of film history right there. I love that movie, man. That's one of my, like, I feel like that's the I mean, it's really like, they really, I don't know if they set out to do this, but it's really like the Black Scarface. I mean, if you really think about it, like, in my opinion, on Paid in Full, is this like, let's say this, because you say the Black Scarface, you just dealing with, but in the hip hop generation, for sure, it's the hip hop Scarface. Because I've seen Paid in Full probably as many times as I've seen Scarface. Like, I've seen Paid in Full wild times. That movie's like, I never get sick of it because the performance is just incredible. And when you consider the fact it doesn't have Brian De Palma and all these niggas that are like, and the budgets that Al Pacino could get, because that's all after The Godfather 1 and 2 and Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon and all those movies that he got busy in, you know, so it's way after all of that. So it's like, I don't know what the budget was, but I promise you that shit was a nice budget. You know what I mean? Paid in Full was probably made for 20th of the budget, if that. In like, in relation to what the dollar was worth at that time. You know what I mean? Like, guarantee you that shit was made damn near on some shoestring, but damn near on some shoestring. It's like low key, you know, it's Dame Dash making a movie. It ain't like, you know, so peace to Dame Dash. I don't mean to say that like, but I'm saying it's not 20th
comparable.
Century.
Yeah, it's not comparable.
It's not the new Al Pacino movie. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, that type of shit. In Al Pacino's so-called prime. You know what I mean? Like he that's like Leonardo DiCaprio in it. That was like when they made The Departed or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like when they going in with like, we have 45 million, 50, 60 million to make a, you know what I mean? We know what this is going to be. Right. And but yeah, man. Paid in Full though, man. Performances, man. But yeah, Dead Prez, in my opinion, it doesn't have quite as much, because I don't know, to me, Paid in Full is like out of this world. It's like a freak of nature with the performances. It's too, the niggas was too locked in with each other. It's like they so locked in, and it's like it's almost like, you know what that shit is like? This is a wild way to put it, but that shit's almost like Cuban Links. It's like Ray and Ghost are so locked in that it, like, the way they lock in with each other elevates the content of their rapping beyond like other other albums where you could like cherry pick verses and try to compare verses, but when you look at it all as a body of work, you can't fuck with the way all that shit feels together. It's like Paid in Full, the trade between Makai and Wood. Then every so often Cameron comes, throws a little something in there. Then they shift. Then you have the Calvin nigga, and he always, yo, that scene, man, where, hey, yo, Junior, remember me, Junior? And he turns around, and my man standing there, and he got his shooter with him on the side with the hoodie on. The nigga sitting there talking about that nigga. Yo, I wanted to make a shirt or a hoodie with a picture of those two niggas on the front, man. Cause that nigga on the side, man, woo! That nigga was, you want to talk about perfect, you want to talk about casting directors. Yo, he has the best face ever. And he remind me of like Batin from Slum Village. So I got a particular like love for that brother, man. Every time I see him, he look like the evil Batin. Like if that's my nigga, man. Rest in peace to Batin, man. Fuck. Man, but yeah, man. Our movies are the illest, man. Is our movies and it's Italian gangster movies, man. I said it. I'm on camera. I approve the usage of this. Yeah, I put Paid in Full. Paid in Full is probably, seriously, not to exaggerate, Paid in Full is probably in my top, probably in my top like 40 to 50 movies. Like, I just love that shit because it really comes down to, you know, it's funny. I was watching this interview with Mario Lopez, who I love. I've never met him, but I fuck with Mario Lopez. Always did. And they asked him a question. And he said, well, the real shit is like, how many times can you see it? Because you could just say, this is my favorite movie, but can you watch it all the time? Like, that's why Predator is in my top 5. Because I can watch that movie every day. I love that shit. It's my shit. You know what I mean? I can't watch like there's a lot of movies that are like brilliant, but you kind of like, okay, that's what's up. But you only maybe once a year, maybe. And then there's other things you could just revisit. But all those movies I named, I could watch them 20 times a fucking year, no problem. Godfather, Goodfellas, Coming to America. You kidding me? Let me tell you something, man. Coming to America. I'm gonna drop a jewel. That's that was the movie that I had seen the most times in the theater until All Eyes on Me came out, King. How about that? That I'm in. It took me being in a movie to see some shit more times than Coming to America. When that shit came out, man, what? Man, that shit to me is still hasn't been matched. It has the worst sequel in the history of film. I don't give a fuck what anybody's. I'll tell Eddie Murphy that to his face if he asked. Worst sequel in the history of cinema. The worst sequel.
It's worse than Belly 2.
I swear I read your mind that you was going to say that.
That's all I'm asking.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I couldn't get all the way through Belly 2. But rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, man. Goddamn. But yeah.
Wait, you know, let me ask you a side question, yo. Hold on.
Talk to me.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell me this or not, but
talk to me.
The dude who don't look like Snoop but sound like Snoop, eerily sounded like Snoop. Did that dude talk like that, or what did he do? What did he do? Do you know?
And All Eyes on Me.
Yes. I said, yo, this is scary, yo. This was scary. I was scarily listening to this dude. This is scary.
I'm gonna tell you, that was Snoop. That was actually Snoop. No, you know what's so funny? Because this is what it was. This is how.
Because I was like, what the fuck is that?
Listen, this is so funny because I went to a screening before that. So I'm gonna give you my experience. So this is how Jared, his name is Jared. He's a good brother, man. It's my guy. He talks like this. What's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? Chilling, bro. He's one of those brothers. So his shit couldn't, I mean, it just ain't at all, you know, dog at all. So what's so funny is my experience was I went to a screening and it's like, you know, I hear Jared's voice and I'm just like, yeah, he looking, but, you know, and then like maybe like 2 weeks later, I go to another screening. I'm just sitting there and all of a sudden you hear Snoop. hey, you know what it is. And I'm in the theater. I'm like, because it was so out the blue. And yeah, no, Snoop came in there and overdubbed that shit. That shit is too funny, man. Too funny, man. Too funny. The wildest shit about that shit was so they all the Pac shit was actually Pac's voice, but they didn't get any of the Biggie shit. You know what I mean? And so the guy that does Biggie, you know, he look it, but he don't do the voice right, does he? And
No.
I mean, you know, he's got some talent to him, but not in that department. Cause Biggie, fuck that. I reach it. I reach it. The procedures.
Yeah.
That nigga be like, fuck that. I reach it. I reach it. The procedures. You never seen Bank like Frank. Like he's just way too laid back. His name is Gravy. And you know, he's a good actor, I believe, you know what I mean, to a degree. But it's like he really is gravy. You know, Biggie was hot sauce. You know what I mean? Biggie wasn't gravy. Biggie was hot sauce. He had fire to him. You know what I mean? And dude doesn't have fire to him. So like that, you know what I mean? So I thought all things considered, he did a really good job in the Biggie movie. Because motherfuckers have to, you know, it ain't easy playing a super cool nigga like that, a Brooklyn nigga who has a whole other like Steve's with a husky, slightly raspy voice, with a rolling eyeball. So the rolling eyeball, because the thing about the rolling eyeball is this: it isn't just the fact that, like, okay, you don't have a lazy eye, you can't act like you do, but the lazy eye gives niggas a different mood. Because the lazy eye, they be looking this way, so it's like some almost like some disinterested cool shit. Like, yeah, like, you know, their eyes going over there. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? It ain't just like a lazy eye, but it kind of like makes it hard to deduce a motherfucker's what they thinking and how they feeling about some shit. So Biggie ain't an easy nigga to play. You know what I mean? I thought he did a solid job. Not like, oh my God, he absolutely murdered that as Biggie. But I feel like can't be mad about his job in Notorious. I think he did a better job being Biggie, of course, on All Eyes on Me, because he was a few years later, like 7 years later, he had more just oomph to him as a man and just whatever. But
and he had did 700 films, you know, because that dude run Tubi and Roku, whatever you got, whatever that dude Jamal, it's gravy, you know what I'm saying? That dude run the screen. You see what I'm saying? So he did that. He was, you know, it was. I think he did it. And look at Natri. Natri was Lil Kim. She did Lil Kim. You see what I'm saying? Like, you talking about hard shoes to fill. They, you know, they did it. Woo. And I think that you was happy to see that they didn't get some little dude to try to pull it off. Like, they got somebody that was in that space. You was just happy to hear a little bit. Like, he had his mannerisms more than he had his actual space. You see what I'm saying? So the way he smiled and looked, I was like, damn, he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? He did that. Like, he did that. Like, I was like, oh, it was ill to see it, and it was just happy to see that it wasn't when that motherfucker had the hat on and the fedora and the motherfucker shit.
That was the best part. That was the
Versace
best part.
shades with the shit. Like, he had the shit. Like, he had the look and the feel. He didn't have, you know, it's different to try to do that other part. You have to study that part in order to do that. But he had, it was nostalgic to see.
Yeah, you said it perfect. It was like, because really there's certain shit, man, God only gonna give you so much. Like, you can't be, especially, you know, Biggie was you know, fat dudes are different, man. I was a fat kid growing up, so I know what I'm talking about. Fat niggas are different because they're coming from a different place in general. So I know I'm skinny and shit, motherfucker. Fuck you know about it, nigga. I was a fat kid from like 8 to like 18 or something. So my formative years, like I know what it's like. So what I'm getting at is fat dudes because they develop a different type of like your personality has to be because you can't just stand there. Like when you fit, you can just stand there, no one bothers you. If you fat nigga, people always gonna fuck with you. So you sort of have to have like, it's not about necessarily even having a thicker skin, but you have to have like an angle to your personality. It's like fat dudes' personalities tend to be a little more pronounced because they sort of have to. So, you know what I mean? Like, look at Raekwon. The guard is just, you can't, I mean, man, if it's a person that's harder to, like, dude that played him, is it Sadiq is his name? No, Sadiq is
Shamik.
Shamik, yeah, Shamik, Sadiq's brother played Ghost, right? Shamik, like, man, you got to get that brother, that's a hard nigga to play, man. Like that is not an easy fucking thing to do. And like,
He
it's
did
like,
Raekwon's laugh.
yeah, I mean, all of that.
He
like,
did his laugh. Like I was like, "Ooh, this is eerie." He did the laugh. I was like, "Oh,
he did his motherfucking job on that shit, man. Because people, like, I was, man, when that Wu shit was cracking, and I was watching people saying shit, I'm like, y'all niggas don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Like, you talking about motherfuckers that are some of the most illest niggas to try, like, because you could look at some hearing like him, but you have to understand what you're discussing the emulation of the rarest unicorn niggas. So to criticize somebody for not being a unicorn like another unicorn, like I remember telling somebody they was mad at bro, Ashton that played RZA. And I said, man, do you understand? Like the nigga RZA, as he said in his own words, in Rhyme and Reason. I always cite all of my Wu-Tang references because I'm like that with the Wu. In the Rhyme and Reason interview, where he says this, he says when he was young, he used to walk around with the razor blade in his mouth with the mess tabs. Perhaps that's why he has that little, he can't say feud. He says food. Like he can't really hit the feud. Family food. Like, he got a little bit of maybe being on the mess tabs with the razor in his mouth. Maybe he caught a little something. But he don't have a speech impediment. There's just a slight little, he can't really get that feud. Like that doesn't come out right. I've seen RZA perform 7,000 times. He can't really say feud. It comes out feud. It's like you can't get that little, it's a little. So anyways, what I'm getting at, oh, you switched? Oh, you switched? Check the guard out. You switched. Look at my niggas in two, pardon me, my brothers in two.
Yeah.
La música de Harry Fraud.
I can tell by your beard you don't love Allah. You got the Brian Gumble face. It go waste removal. We dispose brothers, embarrassing the family. Keisha Cole mother. Man down, stand down, blam rounds. At bitch niggas thinking that me and my camp clowns. Listen, Ringling brothers and bonding them belly. I'm strangling brothers, I'm harming them daily. I shoot a fair one with the midget. Duke, I shoot an air gun at a pigeon. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas is bantamweights. Fucking with the white with the Tony Montana face. Come here. Andre Iguodala, I smack shit out of you, make your padre give me dollars. I'm not just a rapper, I'm a painter by trade. Abstract art, just throw a grenade to your braids. Word to me, your mind, every word from P. Divine. I smack shit out of niggas dressing like Kia Sean.
No sé lo que tiene, pero me vuelve loca. Y cuando cierro los ojos.
Yeah. The rap great, the beat crazy on the daily. Certain bullets across your temple get grazed it. Blood pouring out that vein, that's not wavy. All I do in this world is get the money mainly. All I want in this world, my pretty little G's, 4 pound in her Chanel clutch. Yeah, that's sweet for the life. I'll put your brain next to your feet. Break all your toy soldiers and make it complete. Then take a couple double shots with the team and party like it's 2020 on the beach. Life is what you make it, so I made it iconic. I fuck her so good, yeah, my dick is bionic. I'm dope like chronic, I'm nasty like vomit. I spit up a verse, on your level I'm beyond it. Black Mafia, infamous, on that mob shit. Baby, you are now rocking with the best, we good regardless.
A mí me encanta la letra trap. Tiene un flow tan heavy y me encanta el estilo. No puedo dejar de pensar en la letra trap. Es lo mejor que hay.
Harry, what up? SP the Ghost. D-Block. Yeah. I hear you talking, but it don't mean shit. Cause niggas will pop on you like SEAL Team 6. Pop on you, nigga. Cheers to the killers in limousines. Those from Thailand. With a shift through the Philippines. Soak the kerosene and thrown in the guillotine. Burnt with your head cut off, you don't dream. Your gelatin, my skeleton is like Wolverines. Your family come for revenge, blow 'em to smithereens. I'm like Morpheus on opiates. Matrix, facelift with the can opener. Gallon on the stand whenever the van open up. Door slide, the pitter hit your face like it's rawhide. Bullets hit your teeth like it's fluoride. I'ma bring you through hell, be the tour guide. So what you want the whole go to 4-5? Don't you ask me about no rappers, they could all die.
Yo, peace and black power. It's your brother Knowledge, born alive. Do Knowledge Radio, the place where knowledge is born.
Radio.
This is 3K.
Think tank.
This is 3K.
Hey.
This is 3K.
I swear that knowledge is on. It's where I swear that knowledge is on. It's where I swear that knowledge is on. It's where I swear that knowledge.